Hey, what's up, gamers? It's Killua WR. In today's video, I wanted to check on one of my favorite drones, the Nebula. And there's always been this question whether do I use mild absorber or do I use high damage absorber, and which one actually interferes on the Nebula's ability to fix the robot when you receive more than 100,000 damage within 3 seconds. And that fix is relatively huge, 58%. And so what I wanted to test out today is, does the mild damage absorber get in the way of that internal ability of the Nebula? And when we did this test, we actually had some surprising results that I wanted to share so that you can make a relatively good decision on how the Nebula works. Now, the Nebula is one of my favorites. I've got 3 of them paired to my tanks. I might not change that based on our findings today, but it's also important to know how all of this kind of worked together. So with that, let's take a look at the test. In the first test, I wanted to see how the T3 high damage absorber will go against toxin weapons. I did remove all of the other chips, the healing defender chips. I took away any effect chips. I really wanted just to see how long will my Revenant survive, and also to see if I will actually regenerate health through the Nebula. And as you can see here, when I'm taking damage from the toxin weapons, I actually did not get an absorber, and I did not get any kind of healing effect, dying in 12 seconds. Now I switched it up to the mild damage absorber, same parameters. And you can see in this particular test, I had 1 absorber and no healing so far, just 1 absorber and 2 absorbers. So now let's take a look at the high damage absorber versus flame weapons. So again, I switched everything out. There's no effect chips. There is no defender chips. And let's count the number of activations. There's 1 absorber, 1 heal, 2nd absorber, third absorber. So 1 heal and 3 absorbers. And lastly, we will take a look at the mild damage against the flames. So let's count the number of shields and healing. There's a heal, there's a shield. There's a heal. There's a heal. There's a shield. That's it. So in conclusion of this test, the mild damage absorber actually did not get in the way of the Nebula's internal ability to heal itself. When you compare the mild absorber versus high absorber against toxic, it lasted 2 seconds longer. And against flames, it lasted close to 3 seconds longer. And so I don't know if I'm going to make any changes to my drone setup, but what really made it interesting is that there were actually no nebula healing activations against toxic weapons. So that is an interesting thing to think about as you start to see more and more toxic weapons in the battlefield. Hope you enjoyed the video and given you some good understanding and idea of the Nebula. I'll see you in the battlefield.